Welcome you guys to my review channel. Now I know I haven't been doing reviews for quite some time, but if you guys want me to review anything, leave down in the comments below and I'll try to get to it. I review anything from books to movies to candy to drawings to bed sheets. I don't know. If you want me to review anything, just leave it down in the comments below and I'll get to it maybe. Today I am reviewing The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Now originally I was telling everybody I'm not going to read this just because everybody's telling me to read it. Just, oh, read The Fault in Our Stars, read The Fault in Our Stars. And I don't like how big of a deal books get because, you know, books are amazing. I'm that kind of person who's just like, you told me to do this, so I don't want to do it. But my friend owned the book, and she just got done reading it, and I was like, why not? I like John Green, I haven't read any of his books, but I like him as a person, so you know, I'll give it a try. Long story short, I am now going to try and purchase every single one of his books. Now, to the reviewing part, there are spoilers in this review, so if you haven't read The Fault in Our Stars, I wouldn't read it. Unless you have friends who have already told you some spoilers, then you might. I absolutely loved The Fault in Our Stars. The Fault in Our Stars, if you don't know, is about this girl who has cancer, and it's just like, she was diagnosed I think when she was 13, and she's had cancer for like some time now. She meets this cancer boy, and they fall in love. Goes on. It just tells her life, you know. It's just her thought process of basically this year and her love for Augustus. I like how this is like a teenager's mind. We actually sometimes think these kind of thoughts. I mean, I'm reading and I'm like, I do think some of these things, and it's really amazing. And I like how you can relate to it, not technically relate to the cancer side of it, but relate to her thoughts. It's like, I really want to kiss him right now, but I can't do that. And then sometimes we feel like we don't want to go out, like we don't want to love somebody just because we feel like we're just going to disappoint them, or we're going to make them upset. And I feel like there are a lot of people, especially girls out there, who relate to that. But there are guys, and it's just amazing that there are a bunch of people, girls and guys, who can relate to this. It dawned on me when Hazel was in the support group before she left for Amsterdam. It dawned on me what she said at the beginning of the book. How one day she will be at the end of the list. Everyone will stop, like the end of the list after everyone stopped listening, just at the very end. Soon Augustus will be there, waiting patiently his turn to be called on at the end of the prayer. And it's sad to think, more or less marvelous, to realize we're all going to die and be at the end of that list. When the time comes, waiting, after everyone has stopped listening, stopped caring, not technically from cancer, but from death itself, it dawned on me that death is a thing, that one day we will all be obliviated at the bottom of the list with no one around to listen, to even care. I don't fear death. I don't pity it. I pity those who choose death. Basically what I mean about that is I was reading and I'm like, because I already knew Augustus was gonna die, and sorry, that was a spoiler if you didn't know already and you haven't read the book, sorry. But I already knew because my friends have read the book, and you know, usually when your friends have read the book and you talk to your friends and we're all like a big bunch of nerdy bunch that reads books, they're gonna spoil something, so I already knew he was gonna die. And throughout the book, throughout the beginning of the book, I was like, he's gonna die and I'm gonna cry. He's gonna die and I'm gonna cry. He's gonna die and I'm gonna cry. I'm just sitting here reading, and I got like to the support group right before she left for Amsterdam, and I'm just like, oh my god, he's gonna be the person at the end of that list. And it made me really, really sad, and I wanted to cry, but it didn't. I held it together. Okay? But I just made that connection. I was just like, oh my god, he's at the end of that list. And Hazel was just like, oh, I'm going to be at the end of that list after everyone stopped listening. And that's the thing, we're all going to be at the end of that list eventually after everyone stopped listening. And it's just a sad thing to think, you know? Alright, On page 141, if you know by any chance you have a book near you, this is like when they're leaving for Amsterdam. I love how technical Hazel is, because her mother was like, next stop Amsterdam, and she was like, which is technically not technically true, and she's just describing how like the stops they have to make before they get to Amsterdam. I'm just like, why are you so technical, Hazel? You're about to meet your favorite author of all time. And I totally called it at the end of the book, like when after Augustus died, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna have a funeral. The author's gonna show up to his funeral, isn't he? Yeah, read that. I'm like, yeah, I called it, yo. What? I don't know. I really liked how technical she got there, and I just love how I love the whole okay thing. And on page 143, when Hazel starts getting all touchy about morning food and scrambled eggs, and she's like, why does it have to be a morning thing, and da 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 da. I started thinking, because you know when I'm reading a book, I get all thinky. I'm just like, well, this makes sense. And I started rambling on about how it makes sense, because farmers, they go get their eggs in the morning, right? And if you don't have refrigeration, you're not gonna wait till the end of the night when after your eggs are spoiled. You're gonna eat them in the morning when they're fresh, right? I was just like, that's just how it became a morning thing, I guess. So funny, so funny. Page 144. My thought process through this is just, people are so rude, and it's true, because this is around the time when they're in the airport and people are just staring at her, and I'm just like, you're so rude. It just made me connect more with the book, because you do something embarrassing, people are gonna stare. You have something wrong with you, people are gonna stare, and it's so rude of people just to stare. Staring in general is just rude, unless you're staring across the room. On 147, when Hazel kissed Augustus on the cheek on the plane, it was so funny because her mother was just like, I'm right here, and I was just laughing. She's like, it's just a friendly thing. And I loved how Augustus was just like, it didn't feel friendly. I was like, because it wasn't. At the end of chapter 12, I was reading that in class, and if you guys know what the end of chapter 12 is, that is when Hazel and Augustus get their own Donkey Kong. So sad. It made me so sad. Not the whole, I'm woo, good for you. You're 16, but woo. What made me so sad is as soon as they got out of the elevator and the pain came back, it hit me right there in class. Oh my god, that is the side effect of this cancer. Oh my god. And I just wanted to cry right then, because I was like, ew, it's coming up. It's coming up. And then he described it to her. He didn't describe it to her. He told her about it. I'm just like, no, you can't die. You can't die. That's just not gonna. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Throughout the funeral, I was expecting him to go, just kidding, I'm not dead. The only thing I don't like about this book, I still kind of like it, because it's the whole mushy-gushy romantic thing, is the fact that they right off the bat started really liking each other. And I don't know. I believe you can like somebody first glance, but even reading how Augustus was all it wasn't a pleasant surprise to feel like I'm seeing her ghost. I forgot the chick's name. Somebody he met in the hospital, and he's like, oh, I felt like I was seeing her ghost, but it wasn't pleasant. I'm just and then he was all like, oh, I love you, and it's you haven't known her for a month yet. Okay. And then I was reading how she was I didn't know any of these people that he knew. I'm like, you didn't really ask, but same thing. But all in all, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I didn't cry. I got teary-eyed, but I didn't full on cry like I expected to. Maybe because I was reading, because during his death, I expected to cry a little bit, but I didn't. And I think either I didn't cry because I was in class, or two, because right before that, it was a really upbeat, lifty thing. I went, oh, a few times, because let's not gonna do that. I teared up during the part where Hazel was asking her parents if they'd stay together. And we all know Hazel's gonna die, okay? We all know that. We're all gonna die eventually. And I just feel people get so upset over death. And it is a sad thing, but people shouldn't get overwhelmingly sad and get so attached to people, especially people with cancer who are dying. And it's just like, I'm never letting you go. You have to eat. You have to do that. I'm just like, let go of them. Because the more you crush them, the more they're just going to be suffocated and die faster. I feel like if you let people like breathe and like, I mean, I don't know. I don't have cancer. I know a few people who have cancer. Like, my aunt had cancer, but, like, it wasn't, like, deathly thing. But I don't know, like, somebody deathly ill with cancer. So it's hard to say, like, being me, because I'm not put in that position, but I just feel like it doesn't have to be cancer, but if somebody's dying and you're crushing them to death, it's not really gonna help them. I don't know. I really like this book. So if you haven't read it, or if you have read it, reread it. Or read it. I'm planning to go see the movie. I may not see it in theaters just because of the money issue. That's my review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, or if you guys have any questions for me that you would like me to answer, leave down in the comments below, because that's always SOL. My main channel is Casper's Live. You should go check it out and subscribe. If you want to listen to more reviews, subscribe here, because that's always swell and lovely. And you know, hey, sometimes other people's opinions is worth listening to. So, I'm going to go check out this book. If you haven't, I'm going to return this book. Because I don't own it, but I will own it. I'm gonna go, and maybe soon it'll hit me. But I wrote kind of wrote like 3 poems after reading this, because if I read a really good book, then I'll get in that mindset of writing. And I feel like once you grow, because when I was little, I used to have so many inspirations and imagination, and I just feel like when you grow up, it kind of fades away, because our society and the matureness that's forced upon us, it locks your imagination up. And I just like reading books like this, because it like lets your imagination flow. And I wrote like 3 poems, and I'm probably gonna share with you guys on my main channel. So if you guys want to go check that out, or Wattpad.com is where I post my stories, you could read my stories and give me a review. What? That'd be swell. I'm gonna see you guys in the future with more reviews. Woo! I'm not gonna throw that. That's a precious book.